Hi everyone, I hope you're ready for another coding video because today I want to show you the difference between a private function, private method, or a private variable and a public variable. I want to show you the difference and how you can make something public for a module and something private in a module. So if you want to know how to do that in vanilla JavaScript, I say keep watching and let's dive into the code. To dive into the code because I want to show something cool with a JavaScript module and exactly how you use private methods and private and public methods in a vanilla JavaScript module. And well, let's dive into it. So, how you make a module. If you want to know a lot more, and I'm not diving this, but if you want to know a lot more about this, there is a real good article about this by Motto, and he is explaining everything about the module pattern in JavaScript. And well, if you ask me, this is a very important concept to know, because if you want to dive deeper into JavaScript and want to work with the most popular frameworks, then this concept is essential to know, because underneath all those frameworks are using this, and it's a good concept to dive your code into smaller modules, so it makes your code more maintainable, more readable. So I'm gonna use here you can find it, the locally scoped object literal. That's the way how I like to do it. You don't have to pick this one, but I like this, so I'm gonna show you this one. So let's create a JavaScript module, and we're gonna call this the Mr. Frontend module. And this variable is a self-invoking function expression. Well, that means that this function is automatically being called. So if you want to know more about this self-invoking function expression, some people call it iffy, I will put a link in the description so you can read a lot more about it. But I'm just practical, so I'm going to show you what you can do with it and how you can put in private methods and public methods. So let's show you how you can use it. So we're making a function and it's being called by itself. And as you could see in the example of the module pattern from Motto, you saw that at the beginning you need to declare a object. Methods. And this is our object where we are gonna put in all of our public methods, because in the end we are gonna return this object. Well, if you saw my previous video, you know that if you return something, you will get it out. And if you don't return it, it will live in that function, in that module in this case. So now we want to, let's make a variable, a let variable, and let's call it title. and it's gonna be a string, and let's call it the Mr. Frontend JavaScript Module. Sounds fun, right? And then we're gonna first create a public method. So we want to, if you want to make a public method, you need to couple it or connect it to the object that is being returned. So let's do that. First start with this one, and then make a property inside the object, and let's call it a get title, because we want to get this title out of the module, and we're gonna return the title, of course. So now we're gonna call this module the Mr. Frontend module, and then inside it, it's an object. So we want to call the get title, and of course we want to console log it to make sure that the title comes out of the module. Oh, that's wrong. This one. Let's run it. The title, the Mr. Frontend module, because this function or this method is being returned by this one, by this return statement. Because if we want to try title, it will be undefined because it is private. It's not being returned, but only by the get title method it will comes out of the module. And this is by a module, the way of how to get things out of it, but also by just a simple function. It works exactly the same. But now we want to also, I just want to show you a private method. So let's call this, let's add a emoji to the title. Let's put it in place, and this function is gonna return the title plus an emoji. Let's pick a nice one. I like this one, the nerdy face. Looks like me, right? Also wear glasses, also being a nerd. So now this one, let's try this. Well, this maybe you already know, but I want to show emoticon. I just want to show you the result. And then you get this error. Type error, Mr. Frontend module add emoticon is not a function. The reason for that is because this method is private, just like the title variable inside the module is private. And if you want to call it directly, you have to make it public. But you have also another way to do it. You can also put this function inside the get title. So now the get title has a return statement, and in that return statement we call the add emoticon. And in the add emoticon method, we return the title plus a emoji. So by calling this one, we will get this result. So let's call the get title. Let's clear it and run it. Well, you see, now we get the title that is private. We get the title with the emoji via a private method by calling it via a public method. So if you want to have something that is private out of the module, put it in a public function or public method. The difference between a function and a method, it's almost the same. The only difference is that a function is something on itself, but a method is a function inside a object. That's the only difference. Well, if you would explain it different, please let me know in the comments, because I would like to know. I'm not that wizard that knows everything, but everything that I know and everything that I have experience with, I will share, because, well, it helps others. That's what I love to do. So, summarize it. We have a private variable. We have a private function. And we have a public method. By calling a public method, you get something from inside the module outside of it, and you can do something with it. If you want to hide something in your module, let's keep it private. So that means don't return it or don't put it in an object that is being returned. I hope this makes a lot of sense. If not, please let me know. I would love to, explain it to you and show you maybe a different way. And if you now understand this concept, please go on, use it in your JavaScript, and divide your own projects into multiple modules. And if you have, this is spontaneous. Let's create a second module, and that's also a self-invoking function expression that's being called by itself. And now we want to have all the public methods from this module inside the second module. And by this one I'm gonna keep it simple. Return. No, let's do it just properly. Let second module methods. Wow, my grammar. That's some high level, man. And inside this one, we're gonna say also get title from other module, and it's a function. Let's move this one a bit. this into place. So now we can return Mr. Frontend module, get title. And if we call this one, well, we also need to return, no, this one, return. So now, if we gonna call this, the title should come out of it. Run. And see. Now you have two modules, JavaScript modules. And well, this was spontaneous. I didn't prepare for this, but I wanted to show you. And this is typically some module pattern. Use different modules and reuse it in some other modules. So your code is gonna be more dry. It's gonna be more reusable. So this is exactly how you want to do it. Well, this is just in one file. I would recommend to divide it by multiple files. But because we now have access to the other module, we can call the public methods from that other module inside our second module, and by returning it we can kit it out, use it, modify it, do something with it. So, well, this is really the end. I hope you like this. I hope you learn from it. If not, well, please add your questions in the comments or ask me on Facebook, Twitter. If you're in the Mr. Frontend private Facebook group, well, it's not private, it's public. So come and join and ask me the question. And hopefully I helped you a lot with it, and hopefully see you next time. So, bye!